Picture this. It's a Saturday morning. You're at a high-end kitchen boutique, or maybe you're just scrolling through a top 10 tech list. You decide it's time to stop drinking garbage coffee. You're a professional. You work hard. You deserve better than a $20 plastic drip machine. So, you pull the trigger. You buy a La Marzocco or a high-end Breville espresso machine. It's beautiful. Stainless steel, Italian engineering, $1,500. You bring it home, clear a spot on your counter, and it looks like a piece of industrial art. You feel like a sophisticated adult. But the next morning, the domino hits. You realize your $10 pre-ground coffee from the grocery store is an insult to this machine. It's like putting regular gas in a Ferrari. So, you buy a professional-grade conical burr grinder. That's $300. Now you have the machine and the grinder, but you're still using those mismatched mugs you got in college, the ones with the chipped rims and cheesy slogans. They look pathetic next to your Italian chrome. So you order a set of double-walled borosilicate glass espresso cups, $80. Then you notice your kitchen counter. The old stained laminate looks hideous under the glow of the new setup. Suddenly, you're looking at quartz countertop quotes. Within 3 months, that simple $1,500 upgrade has triggered a $5,000 kitchen identity crisis. This isn't just you treating yourself. This is a psychological chain reaction that has burned through more savings than the 2008 housing crash ever could. It is an invisible script that forces you to spend money not because you want to, but because your possessions are literally demanding it. My name is Julian, and I spend way too much time studying the behavioral economics of why smart people stay broke. I'm going to show you why your latest good purchase is actually a Trojan horse designed to sack your bank account. We're going to look at the aesthetic domino effect, and I'm going to tell you the story of a man who lost his peace of mind because of a single silk handkerchief. If you want to stop the spiral and actually keep the wealth you build, hit that subscribe button, because today we aren't talking about budgeting. We're talking about psychological coherence. To understand why your brain is wired for self-destruction, we have to look at a concept called identity anchoring. Imagine a man named Arthur. Arthur is a successful mid-level manager in 1920s New York. He's frugal, sensible, and content. He wears the same sturdy wool suit every day. He eats simple meals. He's happy. One day for his birthday, his wife buys him a genuine Italian silk handkerchief. It's vibrant, soft, and reeks of high-class luxury. Arthur tucks it into his breast pocket. He feels a surge of status. But then he looks in the mirror. The silk handkerchief is so exquisite that it makes his wool suit look like a sack of potatoes. The contrast is unbearable. The old Arthur, the wool suit, and the new Arthur, the silk handkerchief, are in a war. And in the human brain, the higher status item always wins. To fix the, quote, clash, Arthur buys a bespoke silk-lined suit. But now his old leather shoes look scuffed and cheap compared to the suit. He buys handmade Italian Oxfords. Now his apartment looks like a dump. He moves to a better neighborhood. He buys velvet curtains. He buys a mahogany desk. 6 months later, Arthur is wealthier in possessions, but has $0 in his savings account. He later wrote in his journal, "I was the king of my wool suit, but I am a servant to my silk handkerchief." This is the aesthetic domino effect. The introduction of a superior item into a standard environment creates cognitive dissonance. Your brain hates inconsistency. It wants unity of possession. If everything you own is level 4, you are at peace. But the moment you introduce a level 9 item, your level 4 life starts to feel like a failure. You don't upgrade to be happy. You upgrade to stop the pain of the mismatch. Modern marketing has weaponized this. They don't just sell you a product, they sell you an anchor item. Let's look at the outdoor adventurer spiral. You decide you want to start hiking. You're a nature person now. You go to REI and buy a $700 Arc'teryx Gore-Tex hardshell jacket. It's the best jacket on earth. You could survive a blizzard on K2 in this thing. But now, your old cotton t-shirts feel heavy and gross. You buy $90 merino wool base layers. Your old sneakers look ridiculous under a $700 jacket. You buy $300 Italian hiking boots. You realize your old backpack looks like a school bag. You buy a $400 technical internal frame pack. You haven't even gone on a hike yet, and you've spent $2,000. Why? Because you didn't buy a jacket. You bought an identity. And once you anchored your identity to a $700 hardshell, your brain demanded that every other piece of gear match that level of expertise. This is why the fake it till you make it advice is toxic. If you buy a Rolex before you have $1 million, that Rolex is going to demand a car, a wardrobe, and a social circle that you cannot afford. The watch is the anchor. It drags the rest of your life into the deep end of the pool. In economics, we usually look at the price of an item in isolation. But in the real world, items have a synergy surcharge. Let P be the price of the item you want to buy. Most people ask, can I afford P dollars? But the true cost, C total, is actually C total equals P plus summation from I equals 1 to N UI, where U represents the necessary upgrades triggered by the initial purchase. Take a home office. You buy a beautiful 49-inch curved ultra-wide monitor, $1,200. Upgrade 1. Your old desk is too small to fit the monitor. New standing desk, $600. Upgrade 2. Your old computer's graphics card can't drive the resolution. New PC/Mac, $2,000. Upgrade 3. The monitor is so bright it highlights how ugly your office chair is. New ergonomic chair, $1,000. Upgrade 4. You need a 4K webcam and a studio mic because now you look like a pro. $500. The monitor didn't cost $1,200. It cost $5,300. The Synergy Surcharge was 340% of the original price. If you don't calculate the chain reaction cost, you aren't a consumer. You're a victim. There is a hidden psychological cost to the domino effect. Fragility. When Arthur had his wool suit, he didn't care if it rained. He didn't care if he spilled soup on it. He owned the suit. The suit served him. But when he got the silk suit, he became a curator. He was terrified of the rain. He sat rigidly to avoid creases. He stopped playing with his children because they might stain the fabric. When you upgrade your life, you often decrease your freedom. Buy a luxury white sofa and you stop letting your friends drink red wine in your house. Buy a brand new black car and you spend every Sunday morning obsessing over micro scratches in the paint. Buy a mansion and you spend your life managing contractors, landscapers, and security systems. You no longer live in a home, you manage a museum. You aren't the owner, you're the unpaid night watchman. The higher the status of the object, the more service it requires from you. How do we stop a process that is hardwired into our craving for status and consistency? We have to build firewalls. Firewall number 1. The system cost audit. Before you buy anything over $500, you must write down the full system cost. If you want the new high-end camera, don't just look at the body, Price. List the lenses, the memory cards, the extra batteries, and the software subscription. If the system costs $4,000 and you only have $2,000, you cannot afford the $1,500 camera, period. Firewall number 2. The mismatched exercise. One of the best ways to kill the domino effect is to deliberately keep something ugly or low status. Drive the nice car, but keep your 10-year-old beat-up gym bag. Wear the nice watch, but keep your $20 IKEA coffee table. This aesthetic friction breaks the chain. It trains your brain to be okay with inconsistency. If you can handle the clash, the domino effect loses its power over you. Firewall number 3. Strategic downgrading. This is the nuclear option. If you sell the high-maintenance car and buy a reliable, boring Toyota, replace the dry-clean-only wardrobe with high-quality, machine-washable clothes. When your anchor is humble, the rest of your life stops demanding upgrades. Low-status anchors create high-margin lives. We live in an economy that thrives on your feeling of incompleteness. The system wants you to believe that you are just one purchase away from a perfect, unified life. But as Arthur and his silk handkerchief taught us, that one purchase is a lie. It doesn't finish the puzzle. It throws the puzzle pieces on the floor and tells you to buy a bigger table. There is nothing wrong with quality. There is nothing wrong with beauty, but there is everything wrong with being a slave to your possessions. True wealth is the ability to walk into a room full of level 10 items and feel perfectly content with your level 5 life because your bank account is level 100. Stop buying the robe. Stop feeding the dominoes. Start building a life where you own your things instead of your things owning you. If this video saved you from making a Trojan horse purchase this week, give it a thumbs up. Share it with that friend who just bought a new house and is currently renovating the guest bathroom for no reason. Stay sane, stay frugal, and I'll see you in the next one.